Yudhishthira then asked Kshatriyatha to recommend someone who could serve as their priest. Kshatriyatha said, "On your journey, you will come across a sacred place called Utkacha. There, you will find a wise Brahmin named Daumya, the brother of the great sage Devala. You should ask him to become your family priest." The Pandavas thanked Kshatriyatha, who had quickly become their close friend. It's a curious fact of life that people who start as fierce enemies can sometimes end up as the best of friends. As they continued their journey, the Pandavas met Daumya at Utkacha and asked him to be their family priest. Daumya gladly accepted, and the Pandavas were overjoyed. They expressed their gratitude, saying, "Having you as our priest is a blessing more valuable than conquering any kingdom." Daumya blessed them, and with great respect, they took their leave and continued on their way. Meanwhile, King Draupadi had made grand preparations for Draupadi's Svayamvara, a royal event like no other. It was to be a 14-day festival filled with grandeur and splendor. There were public performances, puppet shows, and music concerts held daily. New guest houses with the finest architectural designs were built to house royal suitors and guests. In the middle of the gigantic marriage hall, the challenging Matsya Yantra was set up, with the steel bow, arrows, and a water pond beneath the rotating fish. Princes from all over Bharatavarsha gathered for the event, including Duryodhana, his brothers, Karna, Sasupala, Jarasandha, Salya, and many others. Lord Krishna, Balrama, and other Yadava princes also arrived from Dwaraka as honored guests. Thousands of people flocked to witness the Svayamvara contest and the grand royal wedding. On the day chosen for the ceremony, everything was set. At the appointed hour, Draupadi led the way on horseback, while Draupadi arrived regally seated on an elephant. As she stepped down from the elephant, the royal orchestra played the national anthem of Panchala. With a graceful presence, dressed in flowing silk, she ascended the platform, holding the bridal garland made of fresh spring flowers. Her eyes scanned the gathered princes with careful, sidelong glances, ready to choose her future husband. Draupadi stood beside his sister Draupadi and read the royal proclamation, "Princes of noble birth, here is the steel bow and the 5 steel arrows. The target is the Matsya Yantra, the revolving fish." He then introduced the various princes to Draupadi, listing their noble backgrounds. One by one, brave princes stood up to try their luck, but none could string the bow. Whispers spread through the crowd, with some saying it was an impossible challenge. Sasupala, Jarasandha, Salya, and Duryodhana were among those who failed. When Karna rose, the hall filled with excitement and applause. Many believed that he, with his strength and skill, could succeed in hitting the moving target. But before he could try, Draupadi spoke firmly, "I will not marry a man without noble lineage." Karna, calm and composed, quietly returned to his seat. There was a brief silence, and no more Kshatriya princes stepped forward. The atmosphere grew tense, with the crowd becoming restless. Suddenly, a young man from the Brahmin section stepped forward. In a soft voice, he asked, "May a Brahmin give it a try?" Draupadi replied, "O noble Brahmin, if you come from a good family, you may try." As the young man walked toward the bow, murmurs rippled through the crowd. The poor Brahmin is daring to attempt what great warriors could not. Another voice chimed in, "A Brahmin may not be strong in body or wealth, but brute strength isn't everything." And someone else added, "He may be the last to try, but he seems confident. Let's see what happens." Meanwhile, Arjuna took hold of the bow and strung it with the same care as tuning a musical instrument. The crowd watched in stunned silence. Then, without hesitation, he took the 5 arrows and shot them one after the other, aiming through the revolving disc straight at the target. The mechanical fish fell, and the crowd erupted into cheers. Draupadi, who had been watching, descended from the platform and quietly followed Arjuna, holding his deer skin. The Kshatriyas were outraged. They argued that Draupadi should rather throw herself into a fire than marry a poor Brahmin. However, the Brahmins, supporting Arjuna, challenged the Kshatriyas to a fight. Yet, the Kshatriya princes of that time were hesitant to kill Brahmins, and the fight that everyone anticipated did not happen. Still, Karna challenged Arjuna, and they began a lively exchange of arrows. Their impressive skills in archery thrilled the audience. After seeing Arjuna's talent, Karna admitted, "I don't think you are a Brahmin. Only someone like Indra, Parasurama, or Arjuna could stand against me. Tell me who you are." Arjuna simply replied, "I am none of those, but I am ready to fight you." Karna then said, "I don't want to fight a Brahmin. Good luck," and left. Meanwhile, Bhima, standing nearby, grabbed Salya and threw him to the ground. Salya walked away, and Yudhishthir, along with the twins, joined the group. Together, they headed to the potter's house, where Kunti was waiting for them. In a poetic description by the author, Draupadi walking alongside the 5 Pandavas resembled a beautiful river flowing between 5 grand mountains. As they reached the potter's house, Yudhishthir knocked on the door and said, "Mother, we have brought home a great prize." Kunti, who was inside busy with chores, called out without opening the door, "Congratulations. Whatever it is, you must all share it equally."